27 مرحبا بكم مع الوجه واحد الحلقه ديال جديده ديال واحد الجيم جديد ماشي جيم جديد ايبيزود ثاني ديال ذا كونسل جيم لعبناه شحال هذاك كنا لعبنا الابيزود الاولاني تقريبا شحال تكون داز دابا عليه 3 شهور 4 شهور واقيلا. اللي بغى يمشي يشوف الحلقه الاولى شنو كان فيها يمشي يشوف راه كاين الجيم بلاي في لاشين. اللي ما بغاش يبغى يتفرج معنا هذه الحلقه هانيه غادي نبقى نقول لكم شنو وقع وشنو طرا اون جوون غادي نقول لكم شنو كاين. الكونسل جيم زوين تيشبه شويه اللايف سترينج يعني عندك بزاف ديال لي كاركتير وعندك المالتيبل تشويس مالتيبل وكل كاركتير بالحلقه الاولى كل كاركتير مخبي عليك شي سوكري ولا شي حاجه وانت خصك تكتشف شنو تتقلب على مكتلفات مكتلفات مشات انت تتقلب عليها ولكن تحس بحال الكاركتير كل واحد مخبي عليك شي حاجه وما تثق حتى واحد يعني. فهذوك الاسئله ديالك ولا شوا ديالك خصك تكون يعني شويه بوليتيك يعني تتفهم شنو كاين وتحاول تبان لك زعما البيج بيكتشر تحاول تلقى شكون هو اللي خاطف لك امك شكون اللي معاك شكون اللي ضدك. فبلا ما تعطلوا الدراري نتلاحوا في الجيم بلاي. لورد مورتيمرز اوفيس.
Last we meet, Monsieur de Richet. Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please do.
Luigi,
Thank
yes.
you.
Please,
I wish
thank
to
you.
apologize wholeheartedly, Louis. I made you cross the seas, and I wasn't even here to welcome you. When I asked you to join us here, it was, of course, in the hope that you would help us find your mother. However, there may be some new developments, but I don't know if they are linked to your mother. We have found Elizabeth Adams' body in her room. I'm afraid she was brutally murdered, stabbed several times.
Who could have done it?
That is precisely what I would like you to help us determine, Louis. Duchess Hillsborough informed us that she accompanied you at the beginning of the evening. You apparently bumped into Miss Adams, who wanted to speak to you. We are told you turned her away, and she went away on her own.
That's correct.
Do you know what she wanted to see you about, by any chance?
كانت واحد خيتي خرجت تقول لي دابا لوي you need to help me now قلت لها before it's too late. She seemed confused.
She seemed upset about something. I thought she was under the influence of alcohol, but we didn't really speak.
قال لي دابا لقاها ميتة.
The poor child was probably trying to find help.
Oh my
I
god.
thought it could wait until tomorrow.
Apparently not. Louis, I shan't hide the fact that this tragedy puts me in a very delicate situation. I cannot risk upsetting the smooth operation of our next conference. But the case cannot remain unaddressed. I must reassure my guests, and justice will be done. And for that to happen, I must ask for your help.
Why is that?
You met Elizabeth. You spoke together, I believe. She trusted you. Listen, Louis. Find out who could have committed this murder. I refuse to believe that one of my guests is the murderer. I want to know who is responsible for this. And I trust you. You have my backing. You must stop at nothing. Can I count on you?
Of course. How would you like me to proceed?
Maybe you could start by going to the scene of the crime. Elizabeth was attacked in her room.
Any details about the tragedy? Are there any suspects?
Do you have any suspects in mind, my lord?
I spent most of the night talking with Sir Gregory and His Eminence Piaggi, so I think you can remove them from the list of suspects. Monsieur Bonaparte and President Washington left the party after midnight, I believe. They were tired and went up to bed.
Can you tell me anything else about what happened?
Now, Louis, I wouldn't want to influence you. Get over there and form your own opinion.
Okay.
Right. I'll get over there immediately.
Thank you, Louis. Now, once you've finished, Come back and let me know your findings. I'll be waiting. And Louis, you've got permission to search through the guests' rooms. They've all been notified and they agree.
اوكي فانا دابا دكتور موريارتي فوالا جينا لهاد المانشن هاد البالاس هذا ديال هاد مستر مورتيمر كاين بزاف ديال لي جيستس بزاف ديال لي زانفيتي علاش ما خليناش نمشي من هنا ومن بيناتهم جورج واشنطن شي واحد تخينه واحد من الفاتيكان واحد البريست هذيك خيتي اللي ماتت اليزابيث الا بقيت عاقل المره اللي فاتت قال لك لا في ديال لو فيس بريزيدون ديال لي زيتازوني ستايد فاش شاف هذاك غنمشي نهضر معاه هو الاول انفستيغيت البي هذا شي نهضر مع سميتو به جورج واشنطن مع فاش شافها شتو بصفار وحمار وخضار مع شنو ولا داير شكون هو هذا جون لا تكتبوا السميات ديال دوك لي زانفيتي قدام الباب نحاول نلقى لا شومبر ديالو كان هو هنا ماشي هنا ولا في الدورة تنظن اللي بقيت عاقل انت هيراوي
Good day, Monsieur de Richet.
Mr. Volner, are you looking for anything in particular?
هذا ألماني سميتو
Next to
فولنر
Elizabeth's room?
Nothing special.
جيتيني insinuate that he looks dodgy. Don't tell him anything for the time being. What is he doing in the corridor?
Has anyone told you that Elizabeth was killed last night?
Yes.
Yeah.
Spread quickly.
Rumors spread quickly.
He looks very put out.
It's horrible.
How did it happen?
How did it happen?
I can say nothing to you, sir. You'd better follow your host's instructions and stay in your quarters.
I shall leave you now, sir. I will return to my room.
جاني دوجي هذا يعني فيه الشك مع شكون خارج يدير هنايا هنا طار اختفى هذه لا شومبر ديال خيتي واقيلا let's go inside حتى لي كونترولز مبقيتش عاقل عليهم بزاف ناري دايره ديك النجمه ديال الابليس فاش هضرات معايا انا راه كانت مخربقه بحال ما شفت بحال بان شي جن ولا ما جاش قالت لي عاوني راه جايين ليا واو لوك ات هير غتكون دات لها راسها دات بحال هكا شوف داكشي اللي حداها شنو اوكي ويز ذا بودي
Poor girl bled to death. Whoever left that footprint has boats for feet. That's at least a size 15. Where's a size like that here? Peru? Washington, maybe.
بوتس قالك السايز ديالهم كبير شتي دا كيدايرش كانت هذه صاحبة الشيطان نقلبوا على زانديز دابا examine the arm.
There are numerous marks on the body. She must have fought like a lion. It couldn't have happened without a lot of noise. There are also a number of old scars.
بحال القواص هذه
People who scar themselves in this way generally do so to relieve some kind of psychological suffering. By trying to master the pain, they establish their self-control. She had the Sigillum de Ameth tattooed on her.
Sigillum de Ameth.
The symbol of the living God. written in the language of angels, according to believers. It is rare for someone to know about symbols like this at her age, unless her mother was a tutor.
Into the body.
I count no fewer than 9 wounds on the thorax with a lot of blood. At first sight, I'd say that's what caused her death.
9 ضربات على الموز. واو.
It looks as though the wounds were inflicted from a precise angle, as if the murderer was standing behind Elizabeth.
ومن اللورد يضرب.
It looks as though the wounds were inflicted from a precise angle, as if the murderer was standing behind Elizabeth.
اللحية ديالها تبان جميلة. Examine the hands, examine the head. شوف راسها واش فيه شي حاجة.
I see no sign of bruising on the skull. The only clue is a scar from a previous craniectomy. Poor Elizabeth, she must have been very young when she went through all that. That's torture. She also has old scars around the neck, and maybe mutilations.
واو. أنا بحال كان غيتحيد. واش ما نحلى واش داكشي. Examine her nose.
She bled from the nose. There's signs of bleeding, but I don't see any traces of bruising. There's signs of bleeding, but I don't see any traces of bruising.
Okay.
What a strange smell.
A smell common at the court of the kings.
Laudanum. Certain courtiers use it to get drunk. If taken in large quantities, it can provoke fits of madness.
يمكن كانت شاربة. لا راه قلت لكم انا ما كانتش طبيعية فاش خرجت هضرات معايا.
Blood, but no trace of blows on the legs. More tattoos, similar to those on the rest of her body.
شنو باقي اخر؟ the arm, upper body, the hands.
No wounds, but blood on the right hand. Nothing on the left except that tattooed symbol. No marks or bruising around the wrists. Doesn't look like she was tied up or held by force. This pinnacle's a trap. The wearers of the pinnacle thought that they were protected from evil by surrounding it inside the different circles of the pinnacle.
شنو دابا؟ بركة واقعية. نمشيو نضربو دويرة في لاشامبر نشوفو شنو فيهم. هدا هي السلاح لقيناه. The blade.
The blade is short and thin, well sharpened, apparently. It's covered in blood. Still fresh. The lower part of the handle is unsullied by blood. The murderer gripped the weapon so tight that there's no blood where he held it. The handprint indicates a small and slender hand.
small slender hand. رجليه كبار ويديه صغيرة عظيمة. قال لك عنده لابس بروط كان فيه 15.
Vials of laudanum. The label shows that this laudanum comes straight from America. I wonder if Washington's involved.
زي من الأمريكان يعني.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Okay. لازم شي item. How the hell do I get there? How do I get there? Oh, منين خرجتي انت؟
Has Sir finished with this room?
No, I haven't gone over everything yet.
Sir may take his time. When Sir would like to leave, Sir has only to tell me.
Okay.
My dear Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and, unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under by the work required to govern this new country. Please excuse us. As soon as we can get free, even if it's just for a day, I promise we shall come and see you. Your loving father, John Adams.
هذا هو با الفيس بريزيدون قالك ديال لي زيتازوني. دابا خصنا نلقاو القاتل معنا هنا.
Clock stopped at 3:54. If it was smashed during the murder, then I've just established the time of the crime. That would clear Emily de facto because she was still with me at the time.
اوكي فما بقاش بزاف لان قال لي هذاك مورتمر قال لي داك
What the hell's
البريست
been going on here?
وشكون اخر بريست وشكون شي واحد اخر كان معاه.
Contrary to what most people believe, the pentagram's not there to conjure up, I don't know what evil or demonic creature. With the point toward the top, the pentagram is an ancient symbol of protection against evil. Many esoteric rituals are based on this shape. Could Elizabeth have been sacrificed during an occult ritual?
وات قدر زعما قالك يكونوا داروا ليها ساكريفيس. علاش ما قدرتيش نجي من هنا؟ تحرك
A notebook written in Elizabeth's handwriting. It is written in a mix of several languages. Not too easy to work out.
اوكي ما عنديش لا انا خصك تولي عندك الديفيكولتي واحد ديال هاد الريديشن عاد باش يمكن تقدر تقرا زعما داك انا مازال ما عنديش انا ما نقدرش نقرا ما عرفتش.
June 11th, 1791.
Dear Elizabeth,
My dear Elizabeth, your last letter gave me much cause for concern. Your words were so cold, as if emotions no longer matter to you. Father maintains the secondary effects.
الهضره هادي وقيله ما عندي ما ندير بها. نبقاو نخرجوا من هنا.
Piece of fabric, high quality at that. I'd say it's silk. Going by the texture and the gray hue, it must come from a dress, that kind that women of quality wear.
ويلي ما عنديش كاع هادشي. Let's see what it reminds me of. خاصني نزيد في خاصني نزيد في لي زابيليتي ديالي معناها. اوكي شفنا هاديك شفنا هادي باقي هاد اللعيبه هادي اللي هنايا في الحيط مازال ما شفتهاش.
Blood spatter indicates that the murder must have held Elizabeth upright during the attack. Even if Elizabeth wasn't very big, I doubt she wouldn't have put up a struggle. It takes tremendous strength to overpower someone like that. Knocked over bottle of wine.
You have used 4 consumable items during a single quest. Consumed a noxious element. Dialogue timer is no longer visible. Use golden elixir to cure yourself. Oh, ديك الشمة دوختنا زعما.
What plonk is that? Hey, it's a Bordeaux. That's a Chateau de Briand. It's a great wine. I don't know what's happened to this wine, but it's undrinkable.
شر واحدة دوختني. حمرين هاد لاسين دخلنا لها قبيله عاودنا ستنظن وقيله تساليت مع لا شومبر مابقاش بالي حتى شي انديس اخر ولا شي حاجه اللي مازال ما شفناش. واش كاين شي حاجه حدا الباب حدا شي الباب ناموسيه there's nothing. Okay. هنا شفناها 345 354. what is this?
A chest with a half circle pattern.
Take that shit. What is that?
An untutored hand copied these notes. Looks like a healing method. Well, that's a pity. The writing is barely legible.
I'm gonna take that note. alright اسمع لكم خرجوا من هنا واقيلا نمشيو دابا نشوفوا لي شامبر ديال خياتنا الاخرين. رمضان السي محمد واسي محمد هضر باش يهضر واسي.
Has Sir finished with this?
I know enough now. Thank you.
Very well, sir. Sir may return whenever need be. I shall guard the door.
alright اول حاجه غادي نمشيو نشوفوا خينا سميتو مستر جورج واشنطن بالي هو السوسبي نمبر 1. هذه الشامبر مستر جورج واشنطن هو هذا. let's go. نشوف واش كاين في الشامبر. هو واسي محمد
Greetings, Lee.
Mr. President, you can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
It's... How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's dead?
I know, Mr. President. I shall endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me, though. Please.
Find the degenerate pig who did this, Louis.
Okay. He looks like she's grieving, okay? Had he spoken to her? Ask him about the laudanum. ماشي دابا laudanum. نشوف واش.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. Well, you couldn't have known that her days were numbered.
Okay.
Are you all right, Mr. President? Are you feeling all right?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache. What do you expect? I'm no spring chicken now.
Okay.
Were you aware that Elizabeth took laudanum?
Yes, she came to ask me for some. She had finished her reserve, I believe.
كيفاش؟ يلا قال لي I didn't speak to her. دابا قال لك راه هي اللي جات خدات من عندي داك اللادنم.
Did she tell you why she was so desperate to get some, Mr. President?
She said she had terrible migraines that wouldn't go away.
More likely for the voices she heard, not the migraines.
Do you know if she had any enemies? Does he know why she was here? Speak to him about the footprint. Do
you know if she had any enemies, Mr. President?
Not that I know of. I heard about her altercation with Mr. Peru, but that case was closed if I'm not mistaken. But if in doubt, I wouldn't leave any door unopened. And I'd go and question your fellow countrymen.
Don't worry. Countryman or not, I'm not letting anybody slip through the cracks. Do you know why she came to the island?
To get help, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
I don't know, you tell me.
Sir Gregory suggested to her father that he introduce her to Lord Mortimer to see if he could help her.
Yes, Lord Mortimer has a talent for healing, apparently. I'm not surprised Sir Gregory advised her to come.
Agreed. Mr. President, we found a footprint at the scene of the crime.
Not a dress shoe, I hope. That's all I wear.
No, rest assured,
It looks like the print of a big ankle boot. A large size, I'd say.
Perfect. That should help you, Louis. It's a clue.
اوكي قال لي انا تلبس غير دريس شوز هذوك الصباط ديال الافراح الافراح والمناسبات.
It looks like a note between Emily and Washington about trade deals.
بلاتي غادي نحاول نشوف عندي شي بوينت باش نالوكيت تخنديش. اوبشنز شي اوبشنز
It looks like a note between Emily.
هنا كاركتر اوكي عربي. هنا خصني نالوكي شي لعيبات. Use your coordination against your surroundings and sometimes against people. Okay. Use your logical mind and oratorical talent. Convince people with the sheer force of your will and your attitude. Adopt appropriate behavior. Rely on your knowledge of myth. Okay. Read people's behavior like an open book. فين هاديك ديال هادي يمكن ديال الكتوبة. Benefit from the sound cultural background of the art and history. Skill not required. مازال معنديش. Level 1. Adopt the appropriate behavior of a social situation. Also use the formula. غادي نحاول نفوكسي على شي لعيبة ندير لهم نطلع لهم الليفل مزيان. بلي عادة باش 2 left before level 2. Reduce cost. Okay. كي متنظنش عندي شي. I don't have enough points.
Washington about trade deals.
كيما شفتو هادي لابد نديسافر difficulty 1 داك politics locked. مازال ما عنديش unlockيش اللعيبة ديال البوليتيك. كلشي عندي locked.
Portrait of George Washington.
سواء ديال النيف. Item picked up inventory full. شنو what am I investigating now? البيت ديالي تيبان لي نقي فين go out. There's nothing to pick. It's not الشومبر هادي مسدودة. صافي خرجنا وقعنا. اوكي شوفوا شي شومبر اخرى وقعنا. كاردينال تا هو نشكو فيه علاش لا ما عنديش الحق ندخل علاش شكون هنا مسيو لوي دو ريتشي هادي الشومبر ديالي هادي دوك مانيال علاش ما عطينيش الحق ندخل لهاد لي شومبر هادو كيفاش غادي نقدر انفيستيت خليتيني ما عطينيش الحق ندخل حتى شي عام دوتشيس ايميلي هادي ايميلي كانت معايا في البيت نمشي نشوف واش باقا تما الحلقه اللي فاتت ايميلي كنت انا وياها وقالت لي يلا جمعها الشومبر وديك الاخرى خرجت تغوت هذا اللي ماتش دابا.
King George III in Coronation Rose.
عطاني شو نمشي مع
Nice
ايميلي
touch for the rumored English Duchess.
نبات معها ولا نعتق الاخرى. شوي سير كون مشيت مع الاخرى كون ايميلي اللي ماتت.
Dear E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately, the Crown informed the Golden Order that our mission should under no circumstances hamper Sir Gregory's plans. Decidedly, they have support from the highest level in Buckingham Palace. So here we both are, hands and feet tied, and little room to maneuver. Keep me abreast of events. Our mission is...
تهضر لي على شي تخميشه نظن ما عندها حتى علاقه. شنو الكتاب هذا؟
Grammar of Port-Royal. Ah, the artistry of the French language and all its splendor. Whoever masters French commands the world. At least une partie of it.
اوكي هاي حبيبه.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
Elizabeth was stabbed 9 times. No doubt she suffered greatly.
9 times? What monster is capable of such a horrible thing? Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case, Emily.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
The dagger was held by the hand of a woman.
We found the murder weapon.
What is it?
A dagger, quite slim.
Have you found its owner?
Not yet. Still searching as it happens. That said, since a blade penetrated the body several times, the murderer's hand will have been covered in blood.
You think that's a clue?
The handprint was a very slender hand, Emily. Probably that of a woman.
Do you realize what that means? There are only 3 of us on the island. Bearing in mind that neither my sister nor myself had any reason to set upon the young lady, that means...
I know, Emily. I know.
Keep up your courage, Louis.
His mother.
I'm sure there's an explanation. You're bound to shed some light on it all.
If what you say is true, Emily, I'm less and less enthusiastic about shedding any light on the subject. I won't keep you, Emily. Thank you for answering my questions.
See you, Louis.
قلت لي كاين غير 3 العيالات اللي كانوا تما هي واختها and his mother.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers. Madam, thank you for consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening, but I wager he'll recover from this present fit. Next time you speak with Her Majesty the Queen, would you please be so kind as to ask her to look into my petition to raise taxes with the King? I will personally see to it that our nation will recover from this impasse. But King George's mental situation is slowing down our decision-taking. Thank you in advance for all your help. William Pitt, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain.
شنو في اللعبة تما؟ A coin.
2 coils circle the lock.
I don't have the key.
A letter from William Pitt the Elder addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam,
I should never thank you enough for all
your care and attention. I shall be indebted to you till my last breath. If you have any request of me, you only need ask. With regards to my...
Okay, blah blah blah. لا لا ترى ما عندي ندير داكشي. اوكي سيرش.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
اوكي لقينا شي لعيبه تعاوننا ديتيكتيو سميتو لو ديغيزمون. اوكي تنظن هاد الشومبر هانيه جو بونس درنا في لا شومبر كامله. بقات حتى شي حاجه لافته للنظر. ما هذا ما هذا golden elixir. It's very good. يلا الدراري نتمنى تكون عجبتكم الحلقه. باش نطول عليكم سبسكرايب لايك شير. لعبوا شي لعيبه حطوا في كومونتير راكم عزاز. نتلاقاو معكم في الحلقه الثانيه. بيس عليكم.